Have you ever struggled with rigid homeschool schedules or just felt like your days never go as planned? Today, I'm going to share with you our simple homeschool rhythm that I've finally found that works really good for our family. Hi, my name is Renee, and this is our 10th year to homeschool. And my boys are nearing high school. And I am being completely honest with you when I tell you I have dumped our rigid schedules. And now we just go with more of a flow. It's given us so much more peace in our daily life. And so I wanted to share with you today. So the first thing I do is to plan out our school year to include 36 weeks of school. This year I've decided I'm going to use my husband's public school calendar. So this will be new for us to use his calendar, but I thought it would work well with the kids maybe meeting up with friends or something to be on the same type school schedule. In the past, we've started earlier before and just included more breaks. We've gone later. We've never really done full year round. We've at least taken, I would say, 6 to 8 weeks off. So that's actually just the best part of homeschooling is that we can plan it to just fit what works best for our family. So this is this is our calendar for the year. So I printed off my husband's calendar, and so then we're gonna start school, on the 11th of August, and so I've mapped out basically 9 weeks, and it correlates with the public school this year. So I kind of know, okay, our first 9 weeks, and then I have our second 9 weeks, and then we have a midpoint. The midpoint is important for me when trying to schedule and plan, because we want to get through our curriculum. And so I can take this midpoint and go through each of our curriculums and map out the middle assignment basically. And that way I know that by this point before Christmas, we should be halfway through each of our curriculums in order to finish on time and not have to go later in our school year. So then these last 2 9-week sessions, I may kind of keep up with it more, like say, okay, by the first 9 weeks of the new year, I need to be here. We need to be here in all of our things, especially like math and things that I definitely want to finish. So that is how we're going to do it. The plan is for our last day of school to be May 15th, just like our public school. But like I said, if anything happens, I can take away, some of the breaks that they have or shorten them. We could go later. We could do school on a Saturday. It's just just endless options to get our 36 weeks of school. So that's really nice. So after this is complete and I just know our start and all the different dates, then I go through all the subjects that we're doing, and I plan out our daily routine or our rhythm, what our school days will look like. And so I know that this year I've been more lenient in the past. We've had start times some years we just start when we get ready, but we have a lot more subjects to get through, and especially with including, a science lab. So I want us to have a start time this school year. So the plan is we're going to start school at 9 o'clock. So by 9 a.m., I want the boys to be dressed and have already eaten breakfast and just ready to go at 9 for our morning cart. That's how we'll start our days. That's how we've always started our days. So I just kind of have it written out. So if we start at 9, and then for our morning basket, we'll do our Bible, our apologetics. We're going to do our history. We'll do spelling, and then any kind of read alouds that we want to do. And I'm also adding back in habit training. So we'll do that. So some of these I kind of do on a loop, which I wasn't really going to cover loop scheduling. I may do that in another video, but basically I'll loop some of these, like history will not be on a loop, or Bible, but some of the others I do one thing one day and then something else the next day, and we just loop through, and that way we get through everything. So anyway, after that we'll have a break and the boys can have a snack or, whatever. And we'll have some chores to do or contributions to do, and then we can start back with our lessons. So this year they are going to do some more things independently. In the past, we've done literature as a group. I've read aloud. They've answered the questions on their own. We talk about it. I'd like for that to be independent this year. Science, this is the first year to have somewhat like a textbook. We're doing Apologia, and really work on taking notes, learning how to take notes. So I really want to be able to help them with science at the beginning of the year, especially, and then I'm always there to help, but I'm saying to get them started. I forget my train of thought.
Then you forget your train of thought?
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Once we come back from our break, I have my middle son is going to do science first. And then at the same time, my youngest son will do literature. So literature he can do on his own. He'll just read a chapter, answer the questions. I can help my middle son with his science, learning to take notes properly. And then we'll go into math. And so my middle son does that more independently. I'm there. I don't know how much help I am, but I am there. And then my youngest son will do science at that same time so I can help him. And then, my middle will do literature and my youngest will do math, and I help my youngest with math. So that's kind of how I have mapped it out. And we do need to stay with that type schedule. Now, if they finish something early, they can move on. If they need help and I'm helping another one, then they need to wait for me. I don't want, we're not going to rush each other. But to kind of help with not having a lot of downtime, they also have their grammar, which is Fix It Grammar, and they have handwriting. And so if there's a time where one has completed their subject and one has not, they can always work on handwriting. They can always do their Fix It Grammar. They could always just read their silent reading during that time, or just take a break. And as long as it's not disturbing the other person. So this is kind of our daily flow. And like I said, there's not a time point except for our start. There is kind of an end point in that my boys are going to want to, my boys are going to want to play golf and they're going to have tea times. And so we do have a end point in mind. But I think that will help us stay focused and get through our stuff so that they have the freedom to go and play golf or go do something. So that's kind of what we're doing for this year. They're also going to help my husband with football this year. It's like our little league football program. And I thought it would just be really good to get some volunteer hours for them. So I'd like for them to go and volunteer at least one time a week, maybe two. And they could definitely volunteer on Saturdays with games and just help preparing, that kind of thing. I think that they'll enjoy it and it'll be good for them. So that is basically how I plan out our homeschool year, our homeschool days. I love the flexibility of not having a super strict schedule, and just following this daily rhythm has just really worked well for us. And so this is basically how I plan out our days in our homeschool year. And I just love the flexibility that it gives us, especially with busy boys who just want to spend their afternoons playing golf or just having some free time, some downtime. So I just hope that you're having a wonderful day. Let me know in the comments how your homeschool planning is coming along. I'd love to hear from you. And I would love it if you'd like my video and subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate that. And I just hope that you have a really good day. Bye. Hi, my name is Renee. Hey. Hi, my name is Renee. Like that?
Whenever you went and saw Dawn, what'd you talk like?
Normal.
Like,
Am I not normal?
no.
Okay, let's try again.
Aw.
So, my boys are nearing high school, and I'm just being completely honest with you when I tell you that dumping our rigid, no, I'm not going to say dumping in a sentence, never mind. So, my boys are nearing high school, and I just want to be completely honest in telling you that I suck at this. And replacing it with a flexible daily. Blah.
Are you not done?
I'm going to do one more.
Oh.
Please like my video. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to beg.